Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanz. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we'll give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And folks, we got a very interesting show in store for you guys here today. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, as you guys know, it's a pretty tight MVP race that we have right now between SGA and I was going to say Kendrick Perkins and Nikola Jokic, right? SGA is putting up beast mode numbers this season. He's really doing his thing out there. Nikola Jokic is putting up just incredible numbers. He's averaging 30 points a game on 56.5% shooting, 48% shooting from the three. I don't even understand that number. While attempting 4 threes a game, I don't even understand what that's about. Shooting 81% from the free throw line while getting you 13 rebounds a game, 10 assists, 3 turnovers, but with 1.8 steals and 0.8 blocks. These are just Looney Tune numbers, right? Like just Nickelodeon numbers. Meanwhile, SGA is averaging 32 points a game with 5 rebounds, 6 assists. On 53% shooting from the field, 35% shooting from three. However, he is shooting 90% from the free throw line while getting you 2 steals a game and 1.7 blocks with 2.7 turnovers. And the biggest distinction between these two gentlemen is just essentially the team success. The Oklahoma City Thunder are currently the number 1 seed in the Western Conference with a 37-8 record to the Denver Nuggets with a number 4 seed in the Western Conference with a 28-17 record. So these are their respective numbers. If I had to give you guys my take on who has the more impressive numbers, I think without a question, it has to be Nikola Jokic. But Nikola Jokic has been the center of a lot of conversation over the last few seasons, and it's because of these gaudy numbers that he's been putting up and these regular season MVPs that Nikola Jokic has been winning, and it's become a point of contention for a lot of people, right? And this thing really reared its ugly head last season when Kendrick Perkins made some pretty controversial comments where he tried to suggest that, look, there's some race involved here with some of the voting towards the voting towards Nikola Jokic, and it created this heated exchange between himself and Redick last year on ESPN. So what we want to do is we want to quickly play some of those comments for you guys now to just kind of refresh your memory, and then we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to that exchange there.
I want to touch on something that they didn't bring up. This idea that Dirk and Steve Nash were favored to win the MVP because they're white. First of all, you stopped short at 1990. That was your cutoff point for players to win MVP not in the top 10 in points per game, which is a stupid stat to judge MVP on. This isn't middle school. 1990, Magic won it. 89, Magic won it. 87, Magic won it. 87, he was 10th. 89, he was 15th. 90, he was 18th. Okay? We judge MVP year to year. You also said the criteria or the goalposts change year to year for certain players. No, it doesn't. We vote on the MVP. Hold on. We vote on the MVP based on that season. We vote on the MVP based on that season. It is a regular season award. Previous playoff runs have nothing to do with it. It's a regular season award for the most valuable player. And we can measure that, Perk. So maybe voters have gotten smarter. I want to talk about Dirk and Nash real quick, and I'll let you jump in. Dirk Nowitzki led the league in win shares in both 06 and 07. Led the league in offensive win shares in both 06 and 07. So, yeah, he wasn't top 5 or whatever he was, top 10 in scoring his MVP season. The Dallas Mavericks were 67-15. They had the best record in the NBA. In 05, Steve Nash was the driver of the number 1 offense in the league, a team that jumped 20 wins and had the best record in the NBA. Okay. In 06 to me is one of the weirdest MVP seasons ever. You could make an argument Nash probably shouldn't have won it, but he was still the driver of the number 1 offense in the league. The 2 best teams that year, the Detroit Pistons, 64 wins, the San Antonio Spurs, 63 wins. Guess what? They didn't have a top, their top scorers weren't in the top 20 in the
probably win 8 games. Okay, so let's make that very, very clear. Now, Since you want to talk about when I was saying and preaching about moving the goalposts, the reason I asked that question was for the simple fact that what I'm saying is I don't know the criteria no more. I don't know if it's because it's the number 1 seed. I don't know if it's the number 6 seed. I don't know how you judging it. Is we judging off of advanced stats or who's the most valuable player? You take them off this team. We don't know. We don't know, but we do know this. Since you do want to bring it up, we do know this, that when it comes to MVP voting, 80% of the voters are white American. 20% are others. I know that stat. If you want to talk about advanced stat, I do know that.
I want to just say something. Stephen A., I mean no offense to you, and I mean no offense to First Take, because I think this show is extremely valuable. It is an honor to be on this desk every day. It really is. But what we've just witnessed is the problem with this show, where we create narratives that do not exist in reality. The implication, what you are implying, that the white voters that vote on NBA are racist, that they favor white people. You just said that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
So you heard what these guys had to say there. So this morning, we're just going through the internet, and I came across some comments here from basketballnetwork.com, and it says, the MVP conversation is beneath Jokic at this point. Kendrick Perkins believes Nikola Jokic shouldn't care about winning his 4th MVP. This is the article that I want to get into. So let's get into this article right now. 5 triple-doubles in 5 acts, authored by and starring Nikola Jokic. Even for a 3-time MVP, this is a tall task. However, he went one step further with 5 straight games with a triple-double entering the 4th quarter. In the last 50 seasons, only Joker has pulled it off. It is one of the many reasons why he is running for his 4th league MVP in 5 seasons. But even that, according to ESPN's Kendrick Perkins, is now something the 29-year-old star is above. The MVP conversation is beneath Jokic now at this point, Perk said. On Saturday, ahead of the Nuggets versus Timberwolves game on ESPN. It is time for different conversations, like top 5 greatest center of all time. And then the article then goes on to say a few other things there. What are my thoughts on this? The MVP discussion is not beneath Nikola Jokic. It's not. We got to call it like we see it, okay? Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world right now. He is the best. I think maybe the second best player is Giannis Antetokounmpo. And then the third guy, I would give it to SGA. Certainly Nikola Jokic is the best. If you look at it from a success standpoint, he is the best. Let's think about this momentarily. Nikola Jokic is finding success with a guy that some people thought should be out of the NBA, in Russell Westbrook. The same Russell Westbrook that was being demonized just 2 or 3 years ago with the Lakers is the same Russell Westbrook that Nikola Jokic is finding success with. Let's just think about that. We hear this talk about who can make people better, Nikola Jokic seems to be able to make players better around him. We have that. He's playing with a guy that's never made an all-star team in Jamal Murray, who is wildly inconsistent and streaky. But nevertheless, somehow, someway, this guy still always finds a way to find himself in the mix. This season, this guy is in the top 3 in three-point shooting percentage at the 5 spot. Let's just stop for a moment and think about that, what the hell I just said. He is top 3 in the NBA in three-point shooting percentage at the 5 spot while averaging a triple-double. What in the world is going on? So the reason I'm saying that should not be beneath him is because if we accept the notion that the regular season MVP should be beneath Nikola Jokic, then we just gloss over these numbers and what he's accomplished in this season. And I think that's wrong, and I think we're selling them short. The fact is we can do both. We can do both. Nikola Jokic should be in running for the MVP, and he should also be in a conversation for one of the greatest centers of all time. Two things can happen. Those two things can happen. All right? Those two things can happen. Now, look, there are some people that may feel a type of way. I remember when they were talking about him winning, was it 3 MVPs in a row? And they were like, was it DeMarcus Cousins? And somebody said, man, you talking about Michael Jordan stuff. I get people saying that, look, this guy has to be proven before you just start handing out all of these awards. But they didn't give that same exception to LeBron James. When LeBron was winning MVPs, LeBron wasn't winning anything. And y'all had no problem giving him MVPs. Y'all have no problem giving him MVPs. So why all of a sudden now, why do y'all all of a sudden care about, oh, if he has to win now? Why all of a sudden? When LeBron was winning them, y'all didn't make this big emphasis about winning. But now when it come Jokic's turn, oh, man, we got to make sure he won. But fine, he won. He's a champion. He is a champion. And these numbers are the best numbers he's ever put up. So how could he not be, how could that not be a focus of his? How could it not be a focus of his? Kendrick Perkins was saying, oh, Nikola Jokic is chasing numbers. Who in the NBA isn't? So you saw Nikola Jokic is chasing numbers, but you ain't see LeBron James is chasing numbers. Like, what are we talking about? LeBron for the past 5 years has been all about chasing numbers. I didn't hear you mention nothing about LeBron chasing stats. But when it comes Jokic's turn, all of a sudden he's chasing stats. These guys are they're just jealous of the guy, some of them. He the same Nikola Jokic in an all-star game that they picked last. I think LeBron picked him last. The best player on the court got picked last. That should tell you the bias that exists with Nikola Jokic. And I don't care about this, oh, it's a race thing. Oh, he a white dude. Let the brother, man, get the hell out of the way with that, bro. Get the hell out of the way with that. We looking for who's doing the job the best. Forget about whose race it is. Now, some people do care about that. Some people really do care. White people, they're white people that care about that. They're black people that care about that. I don't. And y'all know who y'all are, and y'all need to get the out the way. If you think like that, get the hell out the way. White or black, get the hell out the way. Get the hell out the way. Right now, my car is giving me issues. You think that I'm sitting here thinking about, man, I got to get the best black dude to come fix this car. No, I'm picking about who can do the best job, period, end of story. So y'all need to get the hell up out of the way with that, bro. Y'all need to go back to wherever y'all came from with that nonsense. It's not about white or black. It's about who's doing the best. Son is nice. Son is nice. And some of this is that, let's just keep it a buck, they don't want to give it to the white boy. They don't want to see this dude come up in here and gobble up 5 regular season MVP. They just don't want to see it happen. Let's keep it a buck. I'm saying that as a black dude. We all know. What do we talk like? Let's act like we gonna act like we don't know. Like we gonna act like we don't know. And I'm one of those people that's gonna call it straight down the line. When white people is on some white people stuff and they trying to do that white stuff, I'm gonna call them out. People get us, oh, you're a race. I don't care. I'm gonna call it as I see it. One way or the other. If you feel away, you feel away. That's your business. Y'all know that about me. I'm not saving nobody. You white, you black, you purple, you green. If you doing some nonsense, I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out. A part of this is they don't want to see this dude win to get them. Like, that's just what I feel. That's just what I feel. Like, let's just keep it a buck. That's one of the reasons why you got dudes running around talking about, oh, Eminem can't be considered. Like, yo, what are we doing? Biggie, Pac, all of these guys are legends, but Eminem not. Whatever. Some people gonna feel a type of way. It is what it is, boy. It is what it is, and I'm out.